A lot of red, a lot of green on the radar as we stay weather aware this morning.
That's right. And we've already been watching a line of strong storms to our northwest across Iowa, now moving into Missouri. It did produce quite a bit of severe weather during the overnight, and that's just one of the systems that's going to impact us through the course of the day. So I want to start on the bigger picture and kind of show everyone what's going on and where we've had the severe weather overnight. And you can see this line is really falling apart as it's been moving toward us. This is that line that's again been that severe threat overnight, but we've also got the secondary area of rain and thunderstorms that's moving in from the south. So this is essentially what's going to impact us first today. We'll see some scattered showers, isolated storms, low and severe this morning. It's as we get closer to the evening tonight, and then this cold front that's associated with all this, that's what's going to bring in that higher end severe threat as we look ahead at the latter part of the day today. So here's the timeline. As you step outside this morning, that first round of storms is going to be moving in. I want you to be aware of this. Thunderstorms going to be likely during the morning rush as temperatures hold steady in the low to mid 60s during the first part of the day today. Now we will get a little bit of a break, but the break is not a good thing because that's going to allow the atmosphere to recover and potentially add to those stronger storms later in the day. So here's the threat. Here's the timeline, what you need to know. We're going to start with those multiple rounds of storms today with that highest risk, mainly after 4 p.m. lasting through about midnight tonight. Primary threats today will be the potential of significant wind damage as well as isolated tornadoes developing along the leading edge of a squall line. That long line of storms is what's going to impact us later today. So what we can anticipate from this, well, that potential of some downed trees, tree branches onto power lines come down, and that risk of power outages does look to be likely later in the day today. We've been watching the updates from the Storm Prediction Center. Really not much of a change since we talked to you yesterday evening. Still under this zone here. This is a level 3 throughout central Indiana, but we'll break this down even further. Now that we're getting very close to the event, we can actually decipher where we can see those strongest wind gusts. So this is going to be the threat of 80+ mile-per-hour wind gusts. If a wind gust gets to around 58 miles per hour, it's considered severe. So once it gets up into the 70, 80 mile per hour range, that's very widespread straight line wind damage. And that's what a good portion of central and western Indiana can possibly anticipate later today. We've also got this enhanced risk that we could see those spinning storms along the leading edge of that boundary as it moves its way in. So we're really focusing on the western and southwestern parts of the state for that more widespread tornado threat today. So let's walk you through this timeline. Again, not much going on out there right now, but things are going to start to become more active between now and about 8 o'clock in the morning. First, this is just going to be some good old-fashioned rain showers, some thunder showers as well for the morning rush. But then as we get into the afternoon, we'll pause here again right around noon. We've got the secondary wave that's going to lift in through the course of the afternoon. This is when we could start to see some of those stronger wind gusts. And then here comes that line. So we're focusing on this beginning around 4 o'clock over in portions of Illinois, crossing over the border and then becoming more developed as it gets closer to the Indy metro between about 6 and 8 p.m. And then eventually this line will move through as we get through about 8 o'clock. And then that widespread severe threat going to continue throughout central Indiana through about midnight before all of this wraps up. Once it moves out, we've got these big changes for Thursday. Drier, cooler air returns. 42 to start the day tomorrow. Sunshine in the afternoon. Temperatures only near 60 for a high. So again, today is that day that we'll want to stay weather aware. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive those weather alerts should we receive any watches or warnings today. 62 Friday, we're cooler and back into the 50s for the weekend.